We operate in a digital ecosystem built to reward constant sharing. Between the endless selfies, the carefully curated vacation drops, and the daily life updates, attention has become the primary currency of modern social life. Curious, yet scattered among the heavy posters, there are people who leave almost no digital footprint. They maintain blank profiles, they never upload a photo, and they exist almost completely out of view. The common reaction is to assume there's something missing. Society tends to view this silence as a symptom of social anxiety, shyness, or a deep-seated insecurity about their appearance or lifestyle. But stepping away from the feed completely requires a high degree of intent. Choosing to remain invisible online operates as a highly advantageous psychological strategy for protecting mental space. To understand the choice to opt out, we have to look at the environment itself. Online spaces are designed as highlight reels, displaying only the most polished, successful moments, while entirely masking the unpolished reality of everyday life. This environment distorts human interaction. It replaces authentic conversations and physical presence with superficial metrics like comments, views, and likes. Heavy posters regularly rely on these metrics. They build a loop where their daily satisfaction is entirely dependent on how an audience reacts to their latest update, locking them into a continuous cycle of seeking external validation. People who stay quiet observe this dynamic clearly. They recognize that the digital ecosystem runs on manufactured illusions, and they protect their own peace by refusing to play a rigged game. Social comparison theory explains how people measure their worth by evaluating how they stack up against others. The human brain evolved for small, local communities. It is entirely unequipped to process thousands of idealized lives simultaneously without draining its cognitive energy. Stepping away from this endless stream removes that friction entirely. By cutting out the highlight reels, individuals experience a sharp drop in daily anxiety, naturally shedding the habit of adjusting their behavior to seek public approval. Keeping a low profile requires active effort. It is a deliberate, daily choice to value personal mental health over public performance. Psychologists categorize this behavior as a high privacy orientation. This is a trait where individuals place immense value on controlling exactly what information others can see and access about their personal lives. Exercising this control acts as a mental defense mechanism. By restricting access, they build a boundary that keeps their personal thoughts and experiences safe from the chaotic noise of the internet. It comes down to where a person sources their validation. While a heavy poster relies on the applause of a crowd to feel accomplished, a private individual relies entirely on self-validation. When they hit a milestone or experience a moment of joy, they keep it entirely to themselves. This allows them to define the value of their own achievements without waiting for an audience to validate it through an algorithm. Feeling good about your life without needing to announce it to the world proves that your inner sense of security is already complete. This diagram illustrates the cognitive stability required to ignore outside opinions, driven by self-concept clarity, the extent to which beliefs about themselves are clearly defined and internally consistent. Because their central core is solid, they don't chase passing digital trends or seek external confirmation. They operate using an internal locus of evaluation. An internal locus of evaluation means a person judges their own actions and successes strictly by their personal standards, completely ignoring the shifting metrics of the internet. This clarity allows them to conserve massive amounts of social energy. When they do engage with others, it happens organically, reserved only for conversations and relationships that possess genuine depth. When you sever the tie to digital validation, the result is a stable, secure self-esteem that functions entirely in the physical world. Without the daily task of curating a digital persona, all of that recovered time and mental bandwidth goes directly into tangible tasks. They direct their focus into building physical skills, advancing careers, and completing real-world goals. Compare that grounded stability to a profile that demands constant updates. Confidence that requires daily attention to survive is highly fragile. Confidence built quietly in the physical world is unshakable. Emotional intelligence allows a person to thrive entirely out of the spotlight. Knowing you don't need to be seen by the internet to feel seen in your own life is the exact definition of real confidence.